Collecting is a lot of fun, and the ways we collect and what we collect vary as much as we do as people. This week, instead of focusing on a particular set or Pokemon, we're going to highlight some of the artists that have been bringing Pokemon to life for us all these years. We first shine our artist spotlight onto Koki Saito. Over his storied career as a freelance artist and illustrator, he has contributed over 600 cards to the TCG. His work with Pokemon began back in 2002 with illustrations in Wind from the Sea, aka Aquapolis. In the same year, he drew what would become one of the most prized e-reader cards of the era when he illustrated the Crystal Charizard in Sky Ridge. Since then, Saito has given us the Lugia and Ho-Oh from EX Unseen Forces, Rayquaza in EX Emerald, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon from EX Delta Species, and the Gengar and Mew from EX Legend Maker. Adding on to his Charizard repertoire, he is also the artist responsible for the Electric-type Charizard from EX Crystal Guardians, as well as the Blastoise from the same set. More recently, he drew the very well-known Espeon VMAX alternate art, which was released as a promo in Japan and later as a chase in the set Fusion Strike. What will interest many collectors looking into Saito's work is his massive contribution to Pikachu. Saito has done 40 different iterations of the Thunder Mouse, including some of the most collectible versions in the modern TCG. Poncho Pikachus? That's him. Mario and Luigi? Also Saito. If there is a Pikachu promo from the XY era onward that's worth a bit of money, Saito is probably the one who drew it. He's also responsible for the Secret Rare Pikachu in Black and White base set and the e-reader Black Star Nintendo promo from 2003. Pikachu not your thing? Saito also illustrated the very popular Poncho Eevees as well. There's a lot to choose from. Saito has a fantastic array of both modern and vintage bangers with his name on them, so happy hunting and good luck. Today, we will be focusing on an absolute legend in the realm of Pokemon artwork, Kagamaru Himeno. She has given us such masterpieces as the Birthday Pikachu, the Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon from Jungle, and the iconic Dragonite from Fossil, just to name a few. Himeno's style has evolved over the years, but since beginning work on Jungle Set, she has made use of vibrant, colorful backgrounds and whimsical details, which set her style apart. Her artworks are some of the most recognizable in the WotC era, and here is a very rapid-fire list of some highlights because she killed it. Rocket Charmander, Dark Dragonair, Dark Charmeleon, Dark Gyarados, Dark Wartortle, Dark Houndoom, Dark Ampharos, Light Vaporeon, Will's Espeon, and the entire Dragonite evolution line from Expedition. She also drew the Holo Eevee Pokemon League promo from 2000, a personal favorite, and the Squirtle from Vending Series 1. Well, she must have a Charizard somewhere. Correct. Her first Charizard to appear on any card in the TCG came in Platinum Arceus in 2009. Recent contributions include the Pikachu Full Art from Generations in 2016, the Charizard Breaks In Tag Team Alternate Art from Remix Bout, and the Phoebe Full Art from Battle Styles. Her last edition was a Morpeko promo for Sword and Shield, so we can only hope Himeno chooses to keep creating beautiful works as a new generation of Pokemon is set to launch later this year. Either way, her body of work is a collector's paradise, and a worthy goal if you so choose. Happy hunting, and good luck. It's easy to know where to start when introducing this next artist, as he is responsible for every single gold star in the TCG. Every single one, even the Greninja promo. I am of course talking about Mazakazu Fukuda. His work with Pokemon began after the WotC era, with his first illustrations appearing in Fire Red Leaf Green. In the same year, Team Rocket Returns came out, and with that came the introduction of Gold Star Pokemon cards. Fukuda illustrated other cards in the set, but let's be real, Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip Gold Stars are the highlights. Gold Stars were the first time the illustrations broke out of the frame and seemed to jump off the card. The Gold Stars' low pull rates gave them immediate collectability. In most cases, Fukuda's Gold Stars imagined shiny versions of the Pokemon they portrayed, but rather than the gold foil we saw in the Neo series, Fukuda changed the color palette of the Pokemon and gave us the shiny versions that we recognize today. The Black Charizard and the Light Green Espeon are personal favorites. To be clear, I'm just naming a few. With over 450 cards to his name, this is just a bird's eye view. More recently, Fukuda gave us the Charizard from Team Up and has been revealed as the illustrator of Radiant Blastoise in the upcoming Pokemon Go set. After all these years, he is still giving us straight heat. Fukuda has an expensive portfolio to collect, and if you have the bankroll, going for a complete Gold Star set is a grail chase for only the most committed collectors. But owning just a few of his works is worthwhile, and this legend will hopefully continue to give us beautiful cards in the future. Well, it's about that time. Introducing Mr. Charizard himself, Mitsuhiro Arita. Arita is a self-taught artist whose work with Pokemon started when it did, and his illustrations have gone on to be known across the world. Charizard has captured more headlines than any other Pokemon card in the TCG with its insane price tag, but Arita also drew the Pikachu, Venusaur, and all 3 starter Pokemon from base set, and Weedle. Arita has also given us the full Secret Rare Charizard Evolution line in EX Dragon and Stormfront. The Charizard and EX Dragon in particular may be the coolest card ever to be released. But let's not jump too far ahead and turn to Team Rocket, where he illustrated all 3 Dark Evolutions, Dark Machamp, Dark Raichu, Dark Blastoise, and Dark Dragonite. Before that, he gave us all 3 legendary birds and fossil as well as the Raichu. Next out of the Heat Factories is Houndoom from Neo Revelation, Dark Typhlosion in Neo Destiny, and Umbreon from Aquapolis. The Raikou, Crystal Golem, and Crystal Celebi from Skyridge are also worth mentioning. He continued to crank out the hits in Diamond and Pearl with a stunning Dragonite from Legends Awakened. More recently, Arita has given us the Japanese post office promo Pikachu and Cramorant, almost every non-full art tag team, both Secret Rare Mewtwo's from Breakthrough, and the Origin Form Dialga from Astral Radiance. It's impossible to talk about the history of Pokemon without talking about him and the illustrations he has given us. Lucky for us, he's not done yet. New Arita illustrations are set to be released in Pokemon Go, so good luck and happy hunting. Today we are turning our attention to Atsuko Nishida, a woman who was pivotal to the Pokemon franchise in its early days as she worked alongside Ken Sugamori to design many of the Pokemon and characters in the early games. This is the woman who actually created the original design for Pikachu. So anything she did afterward is just adding on another exclamation point. And wow, there are a lot of exclamation points. She'd go on to design Umbreon, Espeon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon, and we haven't even begun talking about her artwork for the TCG. Her works first appeared in Team Rocket, notably the Squirtle and Eevee from that set. The Sabrina's Haunter from Gym Heroes is a great example of how Nishida can capture darkness, but in her own style. The card is beautiful. Other Gym Heroes highlights include the Erika's Dragonair and Misty's Seadra. Nishida's Espeon in Neo Discovery became a classic, followed up by the Dark Espeon she drew for Neo Destiny. And speaking of Neo Destiny, Nishida is also responsible for the Light Flareon, Light Arcanine, Dark Feraligatr, Light Dragonair, and Light Dragonite in that set. Mic drop. As a Nishida collector myself, I'll finish with this. For someone just starting to follow artists in the Pokemon world, Nishida is a great place to start. A lot of the cards she designed were commons and uncommons that you can find for relatively cheap, and her style is very distinct and satisfying to complete sets of. Her huge body of work offers something for everyone. So, happy hunting, and good luck. But Charizard! Yet settle down, she drew Charizard. If Gary Haas is King Pokemon, then Ken Sugamori is the God Emperor. Sugamori has contributed over 1,000 cards to the TCG, more than any other artist. Sugamori also designed most of the 151 original Pokemon, notably fan favorites Gengar, Venusaur, Gyarados, and Snorlax. To collect Sugamori artworks is to collect Pokemon in any capacity. His artworks can be found throughout almost every set, most of his recent works being trainer cards, which is appropriate as Sugamori is the illustrator of Bill from base set. Sugamori also drew the base set Blastoise, Zapdos, Alakazam, Clefairy, Chansey, Mewtwo, Poliwrath, Machamp, Nidoking, Raichu, and Ninetales. In 1997, Sugamori's Dark Charizard, Dark Alakazam, and Here Comes Team Rocket were released in Rocket Gang, and in Gym Heroes he created a personal favorite with Minion of Team Rocket, and every other chase of the set. He then gave us our first ever shining Pokemon in the TCG with Gyarados and Magikarp in Neo Revelation, as well as the 3 legendary dogs from the set. The E-Reader and EX era contained many of his cards, but notably, Sugamori drew almost every new professor for their cards as the new games came out. And of course, the Secret Rare Mew from Holland Phantoms and the Charizard from Power Keeper need to be mentioned. His full art Red's Pikachu is probably his most widely recognized modern card, but he has cards in Brilliant Stars and will hopefully keep continuing his work with Pokemon. As a sitting member of the board of the Pokemon Company, the outlook is good. To Sugamori, we tip our hats and say thank you for helping create a game and franchise that we still love today. And to the collectors, we say get out there and grab some of these masterpieces. This dude is a part of history. We are rounding out the week by shouting out some particularly fire cards and their very talented artists. To start us off, we have Uyama's Pikachu from Vending Series 3. Can't talk about the beginning of Pokemon without shouting out Koichi Uyama, whose zany art style is impossible not to recognize once you come across it in the TCG. Up next is another artist with an impossible to miss style, Tomoaki Imakuni. Imakuni is an eccentric Japanese musician who recorded songs for the Pokemon anime and was heavily involved with promoting the game when it first came out. Among other alternate back cards from Vending Series 3, he is the illustrator of Lose, Imakuni's PC, and Imakuni's Nasty Plot. His Imakuni's Doduo even got a reprint as a secret rare in Evolutions. These cards all look crazy! Correct. So here's something nice and soothing. Every base set energy designed and illustrated by Keiji Kinabuchi. He also did the Fossil Gengar. The VS series are also all super cool, so why not shout out Aya Kasube? Among other awesome cards, she illustrated every single one of Lance's Pokemon, which is so awesome, and also look at this drawing she did. It's amazing. Did someone say, hey, you forgot about Crystal Lugia? I didn't, here it is, illustrated by the very talented Nayo Kimura. That wraps it up for this week's Artist Spotlights, and we only scratched the surface. Hopefully it's been fun to learn who drew some of the biggest cards in the game, and the good news is, some of the old masters have kept going, and new artists with their own styles have come in to bring their own fresh perspectives to the TCG. There's so many gorgeous and striking artworks, find the ones that resonate with you. Happy hunting out there.